and welcome to episode 4 of my weekly catch-ups. So if you remember last week, I at the end talked about knitting a top-down hat, and I finished it. Yay! So that took me, I started it on Saturday or Friday or Saturday, and it took me till Wednesday to get it done. So you start at the top and knit down, and this is how much one ball of the super spaced, not yet on the Purl and Jane website, but hopefully will be on soon. But it is available in the Skipton studio. So one ball of this, just a top down hat. I'm going to write the pattern next week and get it on the website and in the studio. So if you wanted to have a go, then that is a possibility. It's £9.95 for the ball. In other news, the waistcoat. I did do on a stories a poll to ask which buttons to knit. I'm just getting the buttons. And these were the 3 that I put up on the poll. And cream was the one that won, or that most people liked. So I'm going to sew the buttons on. That is still a work in progress. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do these, is to show you that everyone, when knitting, a garment takes a little bit longer than, say, an accessory. The accessory, this, well, I'll show you what's on my needle at the moment. This has been like this, needs a button sewn on for a while. This just sat down and did, because that's just like, it's mindless knitting, and I can just sit down and relax. The same with the scarf. So this scarf is now available on the website. This is on the homepage, so you just go on to purlandjane.co.uk and it's just straight on the homepage. This I did in a week as well, and this was just really nice to sit down and knit with. So it made me think that this is great for Christmas knitting. So if you're visiting people over Christmas, or maybe you just want some time by yourself over Christmas, it's just all too much, then this is a great one to just sit down and relax with. You can watch television, read a book if you're an experienced knitter. If you're a beginner, this is a great one to start with. It just takes 2 balls, and I've done a kit for it as well. So if you're a beginner, you've got the pattern and the 2 balls and the needles in a kit, and that's up on the website for you. And then I thought, this might be quite fun for us to do together. Oh, and the other thing that I thought was quite fun for us to do together is these socks. So shall we see what happens first? Are we going to get them done for this Christmas or next Christmas? So I knitted them in Christmas colours. Then I put them in a washing machine with some, so that's why you get this little bit there, but we can sort that out. So I put them in the washing machine with some sheets at 40 degrees, and they felted down, and so they make great stockings. So I'm going to write the pattern for these next week. So next week I'm going to do, or this week coming, I'm going to do a pattern for this and a pattern for these, and get them up on the website and in the studio for you. This, you see, I could knit 1 sock in a day, but that was knitting all day. So I reckon you could get 1 sock done over evening, a couple of hours, an hour, a couple of hours each evening to do 1 sock if you're an experienced sock knitter. If you're a beginner, then maybe these are just nice to knit over the Christmas period for then you to have next year, but they're great to put your little Christmas gifts in. So that's what I've been doing this week, which has meant that the the jumper here still needs finishing off. It just needs to be in the right mindset for it. See, I love knitting and I can sit down and knit, but to write a pattern and grade a pattern, I need to get in the zone, because it's not a case of, for my patterns anyway, I like to make them nice and simple and easy to knit. And so it's not a case of just adding bits on. So say like bust sizes, it goes from 91 to 96 centimeters, so you've got 5 centimeters difference. So it's not a case of just adding 5 centimeters on each one. It's seeing how that works with the stitch repeats. And also, as humans, as people get bigger and wider, they don't necessarily get longer arms, and that's what happens sometimes, is that people think that if people have bigger chest measurements, then they've got longer arms, and that's not always the case. Sometimes you might have a smaller chest measurement and longer arms. You might have a longer body and smaller. It's everyone's just different shapes and sizes. So I try where possible just to think about different sizes rather than just doing the standard 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters, as it gets bigger, grading up, of doing 5 or 10 centimeters on each grade up. I try and think, right, well, if you're this sort of size, then you could wear a size in this area. So like, with a positive and negative ease. I don't say that in my patterns as well, because I let the knitter make the choice. So you can wear something tight, or you can wear it loose, which is what negative and positive ease means. So that's why it takes me a while to write the patterns, because I'm trying to, as well as with the shape of a garment. So a drop shoulder shape reacts differently to a set-in shape garment. So yeah, I need to get in the zone, and my first love is knitting. So what that has meant is this one that's knitted in the round, not in the round, sorry, but knitted all in one at the bottom. So you've got your front and your back knitted together. I've got this far with it, and I stopped probably because, like many knitters might stop when they're knitting something and it's not quite how they like it. They then get disappointed with themselves. Well, that's what's happened here, is this armhole's not quite right, and so I just had to put it down for a bit, knit a scarf, knit some socks, and knit a hat, and then start it again, which I will hopefully do this week, because we need to get it on. This is why I'm doing these videos, because this, for example, this jumper, for example, has been on the needles for about 2 years. So I'm trying to do these vlogs to kick myself up the bottom and get these things done. Also, it is super chilly today, so that's why I've dressed the dummies up to keep them nice and warm. So this one has the Tory cowl on and then Tim shawl collar over his jumper, keep him nice and warm. And then this one I put the waistcoat over the Sam jumper to keep her nice and warm, because it is super chilly. And that's why I'm wearing the scarf, because actually it's keeping me nice and warm, because it is a bit chilly today. So what am I telling myself to do this week? Oh, the hat, because I need to double check that pattern. So I'm going to knit this hat again. I'm going to hopefully finish off knitting this and get that done. Finish that pattern off as well. So that's quite a lot to do this week, as well as organise the studio, organise the shelves, do the orders. Thank you so much everyone for your Christmas orders that you're putting through the website. That's lovely. I love packing orders. I like to make them all look like I'm giving you all little gifts, little presents to open. Yeah, okay, so let's see what's happened next week. Okay, have a good one. Bye.